It's not that I'm a royalty fetishist, because I'm not. However, I want to use these two examples, what we looked at yesterday, and this example today, to talk about something very obvious. You see, when you come into human design and you discover its logic, you begin to see the way in which patterns operate in our lives. And the patterns are everywhere. We have a basic vanity that's a direct result of our aloneness. And that vanity is that we are creating events, that we are initiating patterns. But the patterns are there. And they're there at every conceivable level that you can imagine. Not only that, because there are so many of us, that despite the relative uniqueness of each of us, we all fit into pattern boxes. All of us. And of course, so do our relationships. Because our relationships are just about patterns. Not only are our personal relationships and our history of personal relationships all the byproduct of pattern, but the kind of relationship that we have is also the byproduct of that pattern. And all kinds of people have the same kind of patterned relationships. All kinds of people. It's like when I sit down and do readings, you know, I'm either doing a manifestor, generator, projector, or reflector reading. I only do 4 individual kinds of readings. You know, because that's the basic pattern. Everybody who comes to me is a generator, despite the fact that they look different, that they have different activations, that they're this or that. When it gets to the very, very simple level of what it is for them to be a generator, they're all the same. You know, it's a group over here. And they all have relatively the same confrontation with life. And end up in the same kind of pattern situations. So when you're looking at relationships, one of the things to understand is not only are you always going to be caught up in a pattern in the way in which you relate and bond with the other, always, but you're not alone. You're not alone. That is, there's so many other human beings who are in your pattern, you know, going through the same processes. When you look at his chart, he's a 4-6. Rainier was a 4-6. Grace was a 1-3. Diana is a 1-3. There's an interesting little formula there. When you look at him and you look at his design, again, do you notice something? It's very similar to what we were looking at yesterday. Here we have a triple split, and we have a triple split unemotional generator.